Alright, you pencil neck geeks, listen up. Maybe under the weather this weekend, but I got stuff I want to get off my mind. You know, ever since Jim Leyland took over the Tigers 7 years ago, he's been credited with doing so many wonderful things. But you know what? The fact of the matter is you can pretty much blame him and Dave Dombrowski for the failures Detroit has had over the last 7 years. Granted, they've had some successes making the playoffs a time or two, and even making it to the World Series in 2006. But Jim Leyland, everybody parades him around like a legendary manager, and he's the end-all, the be-all, or whatever the heck it is. But I want to say this. Jim Leyland is not a manager. Jim Leyland is a mismanager. And what I mean by that is already in 2 games that I've noticed this year, the 2 Justin Verlander starts. Those are 2 more games they could have won already. But oh no, Justin Verlander is in a little bit of trouble, or his pitch count may be a little high. So he pulls them in the 8th and 9th innings. Okay? How dumb is that? You don't pull a Cy Young, an MVP guy from the year before, in the 8th and 9th innings when you got the game on the line. And as far as I'm concerned, pitch count is so overrated, it is ridiculous. You know, these guys that bat through and that used to throw back in the day, like in the early years of baseball, even up until the 70s and 80s, were throwing 120, 130, 140, 150 pitches. But oh no, you get close to 100 or 110, we gotta pull you. And, you know, I'm sorry, but Dave Dombrowski, as much as I love the acquisition of Prince Fielder, has done a horrible job as GM and president of the franchise. There was 4 or 5 great pitchers on the market this past year. Heath Bell, Mark Burley, C.J. Wilson, Roy Oswalt is still out there. But instead, you want to throw your hands up in the air and decide, okay, well, our 5th starter is going to be a different guy every time out. You know, first we had Drew Smiley, now we had Wilk. You know, who's next? In this league, and actually both leagues, it doesn't matter if it's American or National League, great pitching will beat out great hitting every day of the week. And you know, people are going to say, oh well, Dave Dombrowski was a genius for signing Prince Fielder. You know what, folks? Let's get to the truth here. It wasn't Dave Dombrowski's idea to bring Prince Fielder in. It was Mr. Ilitch's idea to bring him in. Mike Ilitch wanted Prince Fielder for a very, very long time. And he wanted to spend the money. But you know what? Here's the problem with Mike Ilitch. Mike Ilitch thought having Prince Fielder in the lineup would solve everybody's problems. Well, guess what? It's early already this year, and the problems haven't been resolved in the bullpen. The middle relief is still mediocre, and I'm probably sure I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but Jose Valverde is lucky and mediocre. I mean, I don't know from one day to the next if he's going to blow a game or can be completely dominant. We need a dominant closer like a Heath Bell or like, you know, someone of that nature. Because in the past we've had too many crappy closers like Todd Jones and Fernando Rodney. And you know, another thing. Prince Fielder gets a 9-year deal. I'm sorry, but that's dumb. The Tigers are making the same mistakes that the Red Sox and Yankees are making right now. They are signing all these guys to big long-term deals, but then when they get older, they can't get out of the contracts with them because nobody wants them at that point. You can see it with the Red Sox. You can see it with the Yankees. Yeah, they're still good, but they're slowing down and not as dominant as they once were. And eventually the same thing's going to happen with the Tigers. To me, in baseball or in any sport, period, the maximum deal you should ever give somebody is a maybe 5-year deal at tops. Because a lot can happen in 5 years. Injuries, just slowing down at age, everything. And a perfect example of that is Albert Pujols. Look at the Angels. The Angels signed him to this huge mega deal. What has Albert Pujols done in the first few weeks of the season? Absolutely nothing. He is getting old. He's had numerous injuries. He's injury prone. And yet they signed him to a massive deal. Well, you know what? The way I see it, if these guys don't perform the way they should, they need to be given the money back to the team because it is dumb. And Detroit is going to be successful. They need to fire Jim Leyland because he's not a manager. He is a mismanager. He is horrible. He was such a horrible player when he played baseball. I think he feels bad for the players that aren't so good and tries to be fair to them. Well, guess what? You shouldn't be fair to the guys who aren't good. You should be putting your best guys out on the field every single day, no matter what the situation is. No matter what. And Dave Dombrowski, pitching, my friend, pitching. You got two great pitchers in Verlander and Pfister. You got an okay pitcher in Porcello, and you got an okay pitcher in Scherzer. Both of them can be very inconsistent at times. And you're trying to tell me you think you're going to win a World Series this year? And you're getting beat by the White Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays? Come on. This is ridiculous. Fire Jim Leyland. Get Terry Francona, please. I'm begging you. Terry Francona would be a great manager. And fire Dave Dombrowski. Come on. You had all these opportunities to sign great pitching in the offseason, and you stood by and did nothing. Did nothing until Victor Martinez went down and Prince Fielder was still available. I'll be honest with you. I agree with someone's prediction in the fact that the Tigers could very easily score 900 to 1,000 runs this year. But you know what? If they don't have the pitching to back it up, if they face good pitching, they're going to lose. Get another starter, get another reliever, and call it good. Roy Oswalt is still out there, and he is still wanting to play halfway through the season. So when he's back from injury, my suggestion to the Tigers would be sign Roy Oswalt and give him a chance. It's better than any of the other options you have as a fifth starter right now. And as far as I'm concerned, at the end of this year, fire Dombrowski, fire Leyland, start fresh with your management again. Because they've done nothing but bring the franchise down, even though we've had successes. So like I said, you just watch. Good pitching is going to kick the crap out of us all day long. Our pitching, if it's not good, is going to get the crap kicked out of us all day long. Jim Leyland, let me tell you something about Jim Leyland. Before he became the Detroit Tigers manager, he had one of the worst losing records overall in his career. So explain to me why you brought him to Detroit. He's old, washed up, dried up, and doesn't know how to manage an American League team. And if you don't agree with me, I'd like to hear why not. Because I think he's horrible. So on that note, Detroit, I believe in you. I hope you can make it work for you. But I guarantee you most of your losses this year is going to be because of your manager. If you don't believe me, keep watching Tigers baseball. I guarantee you we haven't seen the last of the stupidity of Jim Leyland. So for now, see you later, all you pencil neck geeks, and have a great spring and summer for baseball. Have a good night.